Greetings! In today's video, you can see my hands. Hi, hello. The main tools I will be using today are these two sets of pliers. One with more stubby jaws and the other with slimmer ones. I will also be soldering with this flathead iron. The thing I planned to make was this symbol of yin and yang. I recently watched Kung Fu Panda 2, and the scene where Po catches the cannonball reminded me that I had this drawing laying around on my desk that I had never put to use. This piece of paper is actually really old. It's been sitting around for a couple of years, and I can't remember what some of this stuff even is. There's a drawing over here, some song lyrics, and some other things. Moving on, the material I will be working with is this iron wire. It's relatively sturdy and will hold its shape once bent into place. So I used the pliers to cut it and started shaping it into a circle. Every so often I checked that it resembled my reference and made adjustments accordingly. It can be a bit finicky sometimes, but I didn't rush myself and ended up with a quite good result that I could continue to adjust. For now, I decided to start shaping the inside of the symbol, essentially creating an S shape inside the circle. And then cutting it loose from the excess wire. Then, as always, I checked it against the reference and inspected its quality. The next thing to do was bend some wire into a little hook that would become the attachment point for strings. And then it was soldering time. This is boring. What can I tell you about? Oh, I can tell you about this little owl. It's actually a gift from my brother. He went on a trip to Japan and gave it to me when he got back. And it's been sitting on my desk ever since. It stares into your soul. And here I got a bit impatient and was attempting to solder before the metal was properly warmed up. But eventually it worked out. This was me inspecting the quality of my weld. And moving on to the next one. And I can say that they are some of the best soldering I have ever done. Visually clean and structurally sturdy. At this point, I threw in a bit of foreshadowing in the form of this little red speck. Then I stored my solder properly and moved on to the next step. The little red speck comes from this string. It is a little too thin for my liking, so I decided to braid it. I fashioned a piece of wire into another hook and bound one end of the string with it. Secured it to my very scuffed hobby mat with the help of my little owl friend, and it's braiding time. Once braided, I secured the ends with more wire and trimmed the excess material with a pair of scissors, getting red floof all over the place in the process. What I was left with are two braids of equal length, with iron wire at the ends that I bent into hooks. I tested my rudimentary locking mechanism, and satisfied with its function, I picked up the now cooled down pendant and did some sanding. Now, in the final stretch, I hooked both the braids into their place and secured them with my very shaky hands. And that's the final product. It connects like this. And it matches up very closely with the reference. Again, these are the main tools that I used, and I use them regularly to make all sorts of other things, such as this flower, for which I used two different thicknesses of wire. A quick owl appearance. And now, just for reference, I'm going to show the test runs for the necklace, of which there are many, of various shapes and sizes and quality. As you can see, the bottom left one is the most scuffed. It was the first, and then they get progressively less and less scuffed. My welds got better, I got more confident with cutting the wire close, so there was less overlap. And we ended up with today's variation, which I am very pleased with. And there you go. That has been me making this yin and yang symbol thing into a necklace. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in the future.